Welcome to Research Rundown. Today we're diving into a groundbreaking proposal in parallel computing and big data analytics. A novel graph package called Arachne aims to revolutionize large-scale graph analytics on distributed data. But how does it really perform? To get the inside scoop, we've assembled two experts with vastly different perspectives. On one hand, Dr., an expert in parallel computing, is enthusiastic about the potential of Arachne. She believes its unique approach using the Arkouda framework could be a game-changer for industries that rely on complex graph analysis. On the other hand, Professor, a seasoned analyst with a critical eye, is more cautious in his assessment. He's concerned that the package may not live up to its promises and questions whether it truly addresses the fundamental challenges of distributed data processing. In this episode, Doctor will engage in a lively debate, weighing the strengths and limitations of Arachne. Which side will you take? Join us as we dissect the research and explore the implications for the field of parallel computing. Let's get started with Research Rundown.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am thrilled to share my thoughts on this outstanding research paper that proposes a novel graph package called Arachne for efficient large-scale graph analytics on distributed data. The author's achievement is nothing short of remarkable, and I'm excited to highlight the key aspects that make this work truly impactful. Firstly, the Arachne package enables efficient large-scale graph analytics using the Arkouda framework. This is a game-changer in the field of parallel computing and big data analytics. By developing a fundamental sparse graph data structure in Chapel, integrated with Arkouda, accessible through Python, the authors have created a powerful tool that bridges the gap between complexity and scalability. The significance of this development lies not only in its technical prowess but also in its potential to democratize access to large-scale graph analytics for researchers and practitioners across various disciplines. With Arachne, users can now leverage the power of distributed computing to tackle complex problems in fields like social network analysis, traffic optimization, and recommendation systems. But what truly sets this research apart is the inclusion of typical graph analytical algorithms within the package. This means that users can easily apply a range of algorithms to support productive graph analytics in Python, backed by the robust Chapel framework. The authors have effectively provided a one-stop shop for graph analytics enthusiasts, eliminating the need for manual implementation and allowing researchers to focus on what matters most: insights. The experimental results presented in the paper are a testament to the effectiveness of Arachne. Demonstrating its capabilities on real-world and synthetic graphs, the authors showcase the package's ability to handle large-scale data with ease. This not only validates their approach but also highlights the potential for Arachne to be applied in a wide range of domains. Lastly, I'd like to emphasize that the Arachne package is publicly available on GitHub, making it easily accessible to the research community and beyond. This openness will undoubtedly accelerate innovation, as users can build upon, modify, or extend the work to suit their specific needs. In conclusion, this paper demonstrates a truly visionary approach to large-scale graph analytics. By developing Arachne, the authors have not only created a powerful tool but also opened doors to new possibilities for researchers and practitioners alike. As we look to the future, I am excited to see how Arachne will shape the landscape of parallel computing and big data analytics, enabling breakthroughs in areas that were previously unimaginable. The potential is vast, and I have no doubt that this research will inspire a new wave of innovation in the years to come.
Fascinating perspective from Dr. Now let's hear Professor Marcus W.'s analysis of this research.
The paper proposing the Arachne package for large-scale graph analytics on distributed data. While the author's enthusiasm is palpable, I must approach this research with a critical eye. As an external expert in parallel computing and big data analytics, I've identified several concerns that warrant closer examination. Firstly, the authors claim that their implementation enables effortless, large-scale graph analytics. However, I find it challenging to quantify or measure this assertion objectively. What constitutes effortless? Is it merely a subjective perception of reduced complexity or actual performance gains? Without clear metrics or benchmarks, this claim remains unsubstantiated. Building on this concern, the author's reliance on the Arkouda framework raises questions about their implementation's efficiency. While they tout Arachne as being more efficient based on this open-source framework, it's unclear to what extent they're leveraging its capabilities and whether their package introduces new inefficiencies. A more nuanced analysis of their design choices would be beneficial in understanding the true benefits of using Arkouda. Furthermore, I'm troubled by the author's apparent lack of exploration into existing solutions, such as Chapel or other languages like C++ or Java, which may offer similar functionality. By not thoroughly investigating these alternatives, they risk neglecting established best practices and potentially introducing unnecessary complexity to their implementation. A more comprehensive literature review would have strengthened their argument. In addition, the paper fails to provide adequate benchmarking and evaluation of Arachne's performance on real-world datasets. Without such evidence, it remains uncertain whether this implementation outperforms others in practical scenarios. As a result, I remain skeptical about the author's assertion that Chapel's parallelization capabilities inherently lead to improved performance in graph analytics tasks. Lastly, while the public availability of code on GitHub is commendable, it's insufficient as standalone evidence for algorithm implementation and cohesion. The authors assume that simply sharing their code on a platform like GitHub provides credibility, but this overlooks important aspects such as documentation, maintainability, and code quality. To convince me that Arachne is indeed an innovative solution for large-scale graph analytics, the authors would need to provide more robust evidence. Specifically, I would require clear, quantifiable metrics demonstrating the effortless nature of their implementation, a thorough analysis of their design choices in relation to existing solutions and frameworks, comprehensive benchmarking and evaluation on a variety of real-world datasets, detailed documentation and guides for users to install and configure Arachne effectively. Until then, I remain unconvinced by the author's claims.
And so, we conclude today's Research Rundown episode. Have shared their differing views on the novel graph package Arachne, proposed for efficient large-scale graph analytics on distributed data. Expressed optimism about the research potential of Arachne, citing its ability to tackle complex problems in parallel computing. Professor raised concerns regarding the methodology and evidence presented. Both perspectives are valid and reflect the complexity inherent in cutting-edge research. It's not uncommon for novel ideas to spark debate, as they challenge existing paradigms and push the boundaries of what is possible. We appreciate the time our guests have taken to share their insights with us today, and we thank you, our listeners, for tuning in.